Okay, so Elephant gets released on Friday. Where did the name come from?
When you are trying to pursue someone you're interested in, romantically or otherwise, and that's the elephant in the room when both people want that. That it was based upon that experience where we're going through the motions of small talk, we're going through the motions of slight courting, if you will, but we both know what we really want. So that was the idea of the song.
That's what I want to remember.
The chorus riff or the melody?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of, because the chorus riff is the melody. The guitar part is the melody. And then I'd use that one tune to E to G, like drone top.
Right.
And that might have even come through because there was no bass at the time.
Oh, that would make sense.
So just to have like a low note
end
playing through it, I can just play on top. That's almost like the drone note or something.
And I remember you specifically saying, "Oh, it feels so good with that low end," because we played so long with just the two-piece thing.
You guys basically had it done, and then once I became involved, we tweaked it. And then it was like, oh, if I'm going to play with Dom and Jack, I can do anything I want. And then I wrote the little bass line for the intro. The verse riff is a great riff. It's just I think without a bass, it sounds a little thin. Because it's not like like you said, like when you're hitting that chord with that open G on top, like that note drones.
Yeah.
But your verse riff is just, because you're kind of like palm muting it a little bit, right? So it's like putting a bass in it and playing the same thing you're playing, but really does fill it up.
Yeah.
We wanted to typically do everything do it yourself.
I have this little Zoom recorder, right?
That was a great.
And I would hook up 2 mics to it. And that's how I got my drum part. And that was at that Lockout studio. I recorded it there. Not a good sounding room. My drums were particularly great sounding. The only thing that stayed from that version, that first version, is his guitar. His Strat stayed. It's on the version that's going to come out. I said, you know what? We're going to do it right this time. I got all this gear, and I turned that shed in the backyard to the drum room. And I put a bunch of blankets in, as I do, because I like a dry sound. And then we recorded him again at my dad's shop because he got a new guitar, and he was a new guy. He was a different guy. His happy hippie phase had left him, and he was a little bit more.
That was long done by that
He
point.
was a little bit more dark. So with the Jazzmaster guitar part, he was a lot more tighter. And the drums were maybe a lot more tight. I don't know, but I noticed he was distinctly tighter, which is great, which is what you want.
Yeah, I'll just play it different.
But that original take was looser.
But
in a good way.
Those are looser times.
But in a good way. I'm going to drag that original take in.
And that's why it has that weird sound.
And have that drive it.
I had just gotten a Sterling Stingray.
That's right.
And that Stingray has like a mean sound. So I was like, oh, let's record everything with this. Everything's going to sound fucking great, and it's going to be fucking cool. And I eventually listened to it again. I hated it.
You hated it?
Oh, wow.
I hated it. I need more bass. I re-recorded it with a different bass, the Carvin this time, for any of you gearheads out there. For the chorus, it was like, I do these fills, but what happens if I match the melody? Playing the song for 7 years, and I never thought, hey, what if you serve the song by playing the melody and you're not going against the melody? And I asked him too, what do you think if I do the chorus by serving your melodies? And now it's fine. Semi-recently. That's the bass you're gonna hear.
And then I re-recorded vocals just for fun. Because I thought I could do it better. He was basically laying into me about, dude, you need to mess this up.
I
got a life to live.
I get really antsy about that stuff. I think it came out good in the end. I'm happy with how it came out. Through all the steps and the redos and the whatevers. Well,
in a band,
it's finished.
There's a lot of compromise. You got to compromise places, and we're good at that. I'd like to think we're good at that. We want to, at the end of the day, it's about the song.
Right.
It's not about any one of us. It's about the song.
Well said, man.